everybody, what is up? It is Berlin and we are back with another video for you. So, happy Saturday first of all, and happy Pride season, happy Pride month of course. We're in the month of June now. Oh my god, where is the year going? It's going so fast. Like, I swear yesterday was December. Now, here we are, before we know it, June. Okay, 6 months through the year already. That is quite scary. But yeah, happy Pride month. I've got all the colours of the rainbow represented across my face today. All the colours of the Pride flag on my face. So I'll tell you about this look in a minute. But first of all, we've got to get into some James Charles drama, of course. Now, I was going to make this video yesterday, but then I didn't. So, James Charles is in a little bit of drama again, because guess what? James Charles just can't stay out of drama. James Charles just can't stop kind of scamming and lying in front of his fans. Honestly, the shade is real. The shade is real with James Charles, because James posted this the day before Friday. On Thursday night, he posted this. Oh my god, I've just lost all of my TikTok followers, and showed a screenshot of himself, his TikTok profile being down to 5 followers. And I was like, seems suspicious. So I went to James's TikTok then and there on Thursday night, had a look, and it was like, no, he was at 36.1 million. He wasn't at 5. But then this morning, when I looked at the comments, apparently his followers did go down to 2 on TikTok. Now, I don't know if this was some kind of glitch in the system on TikTok, or if James Charles himself had something to do with it. I think this might well be something that James Charles planned himself, just to get people talking about him a little bit. Because recently, I don't know if you've missed it or not, if you follow James Charles at all, but James Charles recently has been using products that he says are from his own makeup line. Now, James was using some kind of like pale blue paint, looking like he was doing a cut crease with it. And he said, oh, something special, you know. And then went on to say that he was working on his brand and that it wouldn't be coming out for a few years. Now, James Charles and a makeup brand. We all remember what happened with James Charles and Morphe ending up going their separate ways. So the James Charles Morphe palette is allegedly no longer available at Morphe. We all remember what happened with James Charles because of all the scandals. Him and Morphe decided to part ways from each other. And now I think at that time was probably when James Charles wanted to come out with his own cosmetics line. But I don't think he could, because he was a little bit too cancelled back then. So I don't think he could. But apparently now, James has been saying on his IG stories that he is going to be coming out with his own cosmetics line, but that it's going to be a few years down the line. Now, this is all really, really strange, because if you've seen anything of the way that James Charles has been acting lately on his IG stories, being a little bit inappropriate, you know, posting pictures of himself tucking on his IG stories, which tucking in itself, to me, it's not inappropriate. You know, hello, look at me. You know, clearly I've followed drag, you know, I've followed Drag Race, I've been to drag clubs, you know, I spent like 2 years before the pandemic in drag clubs, you know, just going to drag clubs, drag shows. So tucking is in no way a foreign concept to me. It's not something like, oh my god, shocking. But the only reason I sort of critiqued it before is because James Charles does have a young fan base. Now, James Charles, if you think about what James does on YouTube, James is making makeup videos about TikTok hacks. He's making videos like where he's collaborating with people. He's doing silly challenges, you know, like he did one that was like a Squid Games challenge, but it was like for kids. Recently, he did a video that was all about kids' TV shows, cooking from his favourite kids' TV shows, like iCarly and all that stuff, like Nickelodeon shows. So James has a lot of content on YouTube that's aimed at children, and people are mad because James is on his IG stories tucking, shaking his BBL, being a little bit inappropriate, you know, well, inappropriate for young teenagers. You know, it's inappropriate for people who are like 12, 13, 14. People, you know, 16, 18 upwards, okay, you know, you can say, okay, those people probably watch Drag Race and you know, it's not going to be anything shocking to them. But to the people who follow James, who are between like 13, 14, you know, under 16, like, come on, it's a little bit too much, you know, for Instagram if your brand is aimed at children, which James is on YouTube. His brand is very much aimed at young adults. You know, he covers a lot of like TikTok hacks. He covers a lot of, you know, things like I said, like cooking from my favorite kids TV shows like iCarly, all these other Nickelodeon shows. So if you're going to cover children's content, then it's like, how come you're on your IG stories like it's your OnlyFans? You know what I mean? And aside from all that drama, James Charles did also lose 80,000 followers on Instagram for shaking his BBL. So, you know, people obviously thought that that was inappropriate of James to do that. So he lost 80,000 followers. Girl. And then, you know, apparently TikTok's being messed with and went down to 5 followers or even 2 followers. And yeah, but now apparently James's TikTok is all restored back to normal. So, you know, we still have to put up with him, unfortunately. But speaking of TikTok, somebody else that I'm going to talk about is Mikayla Is. Now, Mikayla is hugely popular on TikTok for makeup. If you don't have a TikTok, or if you're not into like the beauty community, you probably don't know too much about that. But Mikayla Is was on the BFFs podcast with Dave Portnoy, and they were asking her, what is it like to be, you know, the hottest girl in makeup right now? What is it like to be like the most sought after kind of beauty guru on TikTok right now? And they were talking to her, they were asking her questions about if she was going to have her own beauty line in the future. And her response was kind of interesting. I'm going to play you a little clip so you guys can hear it. But it sounds like Mikayla really does want to be like Jaclyn Hill. You know, there's a bit at the end of this clip where Mikayla says she wants to go from working at Ulta to having her own makeup line stocked in Ulta, which coincidentally enough, Jaclyn Hill is somebody who's done that. You know, Jaclyn Hill is somebody who's gone from working a makeup counter to having makeup stocked in Ulta stores, you know, all across America. Jaclyn Hill has done that. Mikayla has publicly supported Jaclyn Hill. Mikayla's very like open about the fact that she's been a fan of Jaclyn Hill, you know. And I'm not somebody who hates Jaclyn Hill or Mikayla. You know, Jaclyn Hill, yeah, she gets in drama from time to time. There's a lot that she does that I think is a little bit shady, but with Jaclyn Hill, as far as I'm concerned, like, I've tried some of her products and I like some of them, but I do get, you know, a lot of the other complaints about things like Jaclyn's Morphe collab and all that stuff. You know, I do get the complaints people have made about the cream bronzer shade range, all that stuff. I do understand that, where Jaclyn hasn't been inclusive enough. I get that stuff. I understand it, right? So I understand people's complaints about Jaclyn Hill, but it seems that Mikayla is wanting to follow in Jaclyn Hill's footsteps. If you watch this clip, you'll see what I mean. If you know anything about Jaclyn Hill and her makeup line, watch this, and it's quite telling that Mikayla absolutely wants to be the next Jaclyn Hill. People have been saying this for a little while as well. And it's interesting to hear Mikayla herself speak on it now, because we don't often see Mikayla on YouTube. You know, Mikayla's very much on TikTok. So it was interesting to kind of find this little bit of tea out.
Well, to go back to what you just said about the sheet, I'm not even gonna lie. When I was asked to be on this podcast, I was like, what the hell do they want me on there for? Because I watched the podcast and I just felt like I'm like so out of the box as a guest.
Yeah.
But
you're not in the drama. This is not a drama interview from
well, that's why I'm like yeah. Good for you guys doing an interview that's not.
Yeah, this is like Walter Cronkite, 60 Minutes.
Wholesome.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're pretty versatile.
So
podcast.
to that statement that you're now the it girl for makeup, how true is that? Feel free to be cocky.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm not a very prideful person, but I think I literally read a comment today on TikTok that was like, you made the beauty community fun again. And for me, that's a big deal, because like I, for a while, was a little bit like pushed away from the beauty world because of everything going on. And that's kind of when I came in, and I kind of made it a little bit more fun and laid back, and like makeup's not that serious, and I think people forget that, like it's literally just makeup. So I do think that I make it a more inviting environment for people, and that's definitely my goal.
I'm going through the sheets. I'm going to see this. Do you have your own line yet? That obviously must be coming, right? If you don't.
I mean, that's a dream for me. I think it'd be really full circle to like go from working at Ulta to like have my own line at Ulta. I've come out with a few collaborations, and I think like those have really helped me learn how I could potentially do it myself. But there's a lot of things in the works for like the rest of this year. It's coming very quickly. So
what do you think about that? Now, to me, that sounds like Mikayla could possibly be launching her own brand at the end of this year. It sounds like it's coming fast. You know, it really does. From those comments on the podcast, I do think that Mikayla is planning something. You know, it makes sense as well. If she's done as well as she has on TikTok, you know, she's probably in a position to be able to afford to do that. And on the note about Mikayla saying that she's made TikTok fun again, or made like makeup fun again rather, I would agree, like the beauty community, after all the drama with people like James Charles, Tati Westbrook, Jeffree Star, all the drama that has been in the beauty community, people got to a point where I feel like they were really fed up of all the drama, and they were just kind of losing trust in a lot of the bigger beauty gurus. So I think when TikTok came along, it did really change things, because you had people uploading shorter videos, you know, transition videos, which is a whole different thing to doing a YouTube review or uploading a YouTube apology video when you've pissed off another beauty guru. You know, it's a whole different animal. TikTok is a whole different animal when it comes to like beauty stuff than YouTube is. But, you know, things change, and TikTok is the thing for beauty at the moment. So, yeah, I guess I kind of would agree with Mikayla saying that she made makeup fun again, because a lot of people love her on TikTok. You know, a lot of people really love her. I watch her TikToks. I think she's fun. You know, her accent and all of this stuff, I do think she's fun. You know, she came across at first like somebody who was relatable. I mean, she's got criticism recently for people saying that she's not as genuine as like she makes out and all of this kind of stuff. But, you know, Mikayla is somebody that I do watch on TikTok along with everybody else in the beauty world, you know, because she is just that popular at the moment. But, you know, fair play. I think Mikayla's very smart when it comes to like how to market herself, and I think she knows what she's doing. And, you know, why not? She's a strong woman, clearly, you know, who knows what she wants. Fair play. And yeah, you know, looking at me, I'm not like a typical beauty kind of person. I like my weird style. And this look that I've gone for today, this is actually kind of my pride, my kind of coming out story, I guess you'd say. Like the dark smoky eye and this kind of vampire blood kind of stuff. This side is kind of more representative of how I was when I was like 15, 16, you know, when I was 16 and I first started going out to goth clubs. So this is the makeup that I would do, you know, pretty much. I would do like a black kind of glittery smoky eye and, you know, a dark lip with sometimes like vampire blood dripping down it, you know. This is what I would do when I would go out to goth clubs. So, you know, and I'd have like the spiked collars on and things. This is very much what I would do when I was kind of like experimenting with people, finding myself, you know, finding out who I was, finding out how queer I was and all of that stuff, you know. So this look is kind of half old goth me when I was a teenager, and this half is more like how I am now, I would say. So I'm not afraid to add like more colour now, you know, whereas this side's a little bit darker. You know, I'm not afraid to add more colour now and be a little bit lighter now, you know, than I was years ago. It's kind of like, this is kind of like the depressed goth struggle side, and this is like me finding drag and, you know, queerness and really falling into that and just finding a place where I could accept myself for who I really was. So it's kind of like my queer story. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video right here. Please let me know what you think about all the drama. I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you guys very soon on the next one. Bye.